What's going on, guys? So, today I'm gonna bust NASA's balls because I haven't been doing enough of that lately. I've got a little off track, I'll be the first to admit that. And I'm gonna get back to what I do best, and that's busting NASA's stinky balls. So, today we'll focus on one of my favorite contraptions ever constructed in all of American science. It was a $6 billion feat of American achievement. It was amazing. It was that piece of shit we call the Lunar Module. In my opinion, the Lunar Module looks like a fucking homeless tweaker's shelter. In my opinion, it never landed on the fucking moon. In my opinion, if you think it landed on the moon, you're a fucking idiot. Now, I know many people will be like, "You don't think we went to the moon?" No, but I only looked into this very recently, so I'm sure a lot of you have never looked into it. And one of the first things I saw that I was like, holy shit, what is that? Was the Lunar Module. So when I look at the Lunar Module and I say, holy shit, what is that? And I started zooming in on it and taking a closer look. Well, it looked as if it was made of tinfoil, curtain rods, scotch tape, an old tarp. It looked pretty pathetic. It looked like a piece of shit. It looked like a homeless tweaker's shelter. So that set off my spidey sense, and the more I dug into the moon landing, the more I found out it was all bullshit. But the Lunar Module has a special place in my heart because it looks so fucking terrible. I'm just surprised more people don't notice how bad it actually looks. So today we're going to focus on nothing but the Lunar Module. And because I can show you how terrible it looks, and I can tell you how I think it looks terrible, there's also going to be the rebuttal. And the rebuttal from NASA is always awesome. They always have an answer for everything. So I'm going to save all you YouTube haters, all you fucking bitches who show up and comment on the YouTube like, "Hey, flat-earth asshole, did you ever think of this? NASA says, nah, 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 nah." So I'm actually going to read NASA's answer to why the Lunar Module looks like such a piece of shit. They have an answer, and I'm going to read it to you. So no need to copy and paste NASA's answer, because I'm going to fucking read it to you right now.
Derp. Like everything else, the ascent and descent stages were built to be as light as possible, but because they knew they would operate only in a vacuum, many things really didn't need to be sturdy, nor did the shape of it matter. It would never have to deal with the aerodynamic drag. In fact, the descent stage was designed to buckle in the right places upon landing. That was how it absorbed the impact. Deal! It was also going to be used once. This was the most weight-efficient method of handling the shock of landing. That would be the main source of the wrinkling on the two struts wrapped in black on either side of the middle of the picture. They had buckled as they were designed to, being part of the descent stage. The foil is MLI, multi-layer insulation, and it is actually pretty complex. Heat is transmitted in a vacuum only by radiation. The key to insulation is to reflect as much energy away as possible. The layers were designed to do this maximally, and the layers had only enough contact between them to maintain the integrity of the material. Contact points create heat conduction, making them less effective. Thus, it is very wrinkly. All the other covering material you see is also just there to protect whatever is underneath from the effects of sunlight, mostly the heat of it, which is very hard to dissipate in a vacuum. You need fancy liquid cooling systems. Even if you don't use the fancy MLI, if you stop sunlight from hitting what's underneath, much of your job is done. That is all it has to do. And it was made merely sufficient for that job. Perhaps they were also thinking a bit about keeping dust out. Weight savings were more important than looks. The fancy stuff is underneath all those makeshift looking panels.
Man, way to go, NASA spokesperson. That was unquestionably a well thought out, well reasoned answer as to why the lunar module looks like a complete hunk of fucking junk. They fucking sat around and thought, how can we come up with an explanation to why the lunar module looks like a huge piece of shit? Because people are complaining, so we need to figure it out. And they did. They sat around and fucking came up with a plausible answer as to why it looks like fucking human excrement. Well, they say all the real fancy stuff is underneath the trashy outside. Damn, that was smooth. I mean, did you hear that wonderful explanation as to why that contraption, it was perfectly acceptable to put live human beings, live men, inside that device and say, good luck, fellas, and kick them out the door. Good luck on the moon, a place we've never been before. I hope it works out. I hope you land and you can get back off there and come back and join us back here on the shuttle safely. Hope it works out for you, Neil and Buzz. See you later. And they made it. It landed. You know, it worked just perfectly. And everything worked out awesome. They got off there, joined back up with the shuttle, and came back and landed and made it back to Earth, where their lives have been awesome ever since. That's it. So you have that explanation from NASA, and then you have my opinion. I showed you guys the pictures. You've seen the pictures. You can go look at the pictures yourself. You can do all the research you want on the moon landing hoax. And it's up to you to come to the decision. Did they go to the moon? Did that lunar module actually land on the moon? My opinion, fuck no it didn't. Would you like to know why? Because it looks like a motherfucking cock-sucking homeless tweaker's shelter. That's why. So I personally can't come to grips with us going to the moon if that's what they're saying we went there in. They should have just made a better looking machine and maybe I'd have fucking bought it longer. But it's up to you. You can go on YouTube and say, Jake, you're fucking retard. NASA says blah, blah, blah. And it looks like a piece of shit, but it totally worked, man. All the awesome space technology was underneath those shitty panels, bro. Don't use science. Go ahead. Say whatever you want on YouTube, Facebook. I don't give a shit. If you think we went to the moon in that thing, you're the one who has mental problems. I'm perfectly sane. And in fact, I welcome you to challenge me and go look at those moon videos. Look at those moon landing videos and watch them real close. You're gonna see some weird shit. Again, it's up to you. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. I've shown you my pictures, but please feel free to go out and do more of your own research. Again, the lunar module is a fucking hunk of shit, homeless tweakers shelter. It did not go to the moon. No one ever went to the moon. No one ever went to Mars. No one ever went anywhere in space. You want to know why? 'Cause NASA's full of shit. This is the Flat Earth Asshole, signing off.